this defense here going to burn their second timeout. So you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Play action. Ryan. There goes a deep ball. End zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. Julio Jones. His 17th touchdown now on the season. And the Falcons will extend their lead. And they use that height on the outside to get the score.
We've seen the evolution of the wide receivers. They've gotten taller and taller, but they've retained their quickness and their speed. It's a lethal combination.
Always good to have wide receivers with height. And the lead is up to 14. So that drives 7 plays in length. And the end result, an Atlanta touchdown.
Buccaneers 13.
Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown.
Bullock set to kick off.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
25-yard line. The Bucs.
Tom Brady in the offense. Down by 2 touchdowns. 2:16 to play. They're down to 1 timeout plus the 2-minute warning, so speed will certainly be of the essence. Down 2 scores late. Airing this one out for Evans. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Mike Evans, the one he was looking for. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Jamonte Casey on the coverage.
To throw again. Brady, space to maneuver at the 40. Gronkowski's got it on the crossing route. A gain there of 21 yards. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Brady's throw there complete. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard. Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And he'll be pulled down as a penalty flag will rein in as well. And that would appear to be a face mask. Well, when you're leading in the 4th quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
Dancing to his left. This will be caught at about the 6. And the Buccaneers are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. No gain there on the completion. It'll be 2nd down. And we've reached the 1-minute mark in this game.
2nd and goal.
Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Unable to get it to Gronkowski that time. But now it's 3rd and goal.
I know every offense wants to start their snaps closer to the goal line, but it's actually harder to throw the ball in those situations. You throw into that tight coverage, you see what happens. Hard to get the ball in there.
Not enough space there. Lucky maybe that it wasn't intercepted. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th. And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
Opinion to kick off for Tampa Bay.
Oh, I think the Bucs got it, and they did. Tampa Bay football. So they've accomplished half the mission, Charles. They get the onside kick. They do need a touchdown here, but they've got some time to do it.
In the excitement, there's no need to press. Plenty of time. They have the opportunity. Now they just need to execute and finalize things.
And heading back out there now, the Falcons defense here. They're looking for one final stop here, put this game on ice. What's the message from the defensive coordinator here?
Don't overthink it. You know what you have to do. Let's get this game over with and get to the locker room.
Yeah, that's the key, right? Just get it over quickly. They don't want to deal with any extra time.
You don't want any extra time. You don't want to do something out of the ordinary that gives them an opportunity and hope. Go out there and play the way you know how.
The Bucs forced to use their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 35 seconds left to go. He's back to throw. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
After what they've faced during this game where they've given up a ton of yards downfield, there has to be a measure of revenge right there for the secondary. They've been shredded throughout the game and finally forced an incompletion.
That's complete to his running back, Evans. And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute.
And while it appears the heavy lifting was accomplished by scoring the touchdown, they're still down 1. That extra point is not a gimme.
Extra point try now for Succop. And no sweat, he puts it through, and we are tied here in the fourth. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And the touchdown and PAT mean we are tied here in the final minute of play. Boy, hard to ask for a better game thus far. 27 apiece is our score as the kick's away. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
Take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Atlanta now coming out on the field. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. In a tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Here's Ryan. He'll drop this underneath to Gurley. Now a final chance to stop it here as a timeout comes in with 10 seconds left in the game. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They go play action now. Ryan. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left.
It's now 2nd and 10.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Now Ryan. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. They're set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards. An excellent run there coming from out wide.
And we used to consider these jet sweeps to be gadget plays or something a little bit unusual, right? But now most teams have some version of this play in their playbook. And I think it's a lot because of the receivers that are being developed nowadays. These guys look like running backs, even though they're playing out on the perimeter. I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football. That was well defended, and while it was a completion, it resulted in a loss of yardage. It's really, really hard for a running back to think to himself, I probably should have just dropped it and saved the yardage. It goes against the entire training that he's had his whole career.
Airing this one out for Evans. Oh, and it's intercepted. Isaiah Oliver with the INT. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. A costly mistake here in OT.
And you know what they say when you throw an interception like that in overtime? You don't usually get a chance to throw a second one. I mean, I'm not sure the analytics on it. Let's ask Marvin, our statistician, to ring that down for us. That's typically how coaches and teams feel about it. If you throw one, you likely cost yourself the game.
They're going to be stopped up on this first down run. He might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Now what can Ryan do here in overtime? And he gets this one to Ridley, complete. And he'll go out of bounds, looks like right at the 15.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
On 3rd down, Ryan. And that will be incomplete.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
The 41-yard punt, 9 on the return. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, 1st and 10. Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. From midfield, here's Brady. Man open left side is Brown. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Now the 2nd down throw on target. And he's going to get this inside the 30. The catch and run, good for 18 and a 1st down. 2 minutes left in this overtime session and still all tied. They'll run on 1st down. Jones. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 29-yard line.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Fournette. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here in overtime. They'll run it again with Fournette. And this will not get close to the 1st down marker as he's brought down at the 26. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. That's their 2nd and last timeout here in the overtime session. We'll be back. And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. And the Bucs take a 3-0 lead. We were just treated to an absolute dandy in this one. A great finish in overtime with a long field goal. Everybody, including us, on the edge of their seats. Quite a game.
And it's rare that you get a game into overtime that it doesn't turn out to be a dandy, right? That's what we saw here. And just what you were talking about, a long field goal to win it. So definitely not a gimme. So there was tension all the way through until the ball went through the post.
But it did go through the post. Ice water was in his veins. So for Tampa Bay, they continue to roll as the win gets them to 12-2 on the year. And they'll have